What's the bravest thing you've ever done?
Bravest thing I've ever done. Wow. I'm not a brave person.
Damn, bro, you calling
No.
yourself a pussy?
No. Is that the opposite of brave?
Yeah, I'd say so. You know, like if somebody
Uh,
does something, you'll be like, "Oh, yo, you're brave," and if they end up backing up from something, be like, "Oh, you're a fucking pussy." You know. So I guess it would be the opposite.
can you answer that first so I could think about it?
Shit. And me answering it, it's kind of gonna give away. You're probably gonna say that the same thing to you too. One of the bravest things I've
So
done.
it's not as brave.
I mean, it's not that it's not as brave. It's like for me, it was fucking brave, and I'm sure for you too, because we never
Why,
did
we
it
were
before.
together?
When we went rappelling, yeah, we were rappelling from the rocks.
Oh yeah, right.
That shit was sketchy as fuck, bro. Like your life depends on a fucking rope at that point.
Yeah.
And you like for you to start it off, you have to literally put your legs and like prop it up off of the rock, so your back is to nothing.
Yeah. It's like you're pushing against the rock.
Exactly. That shit was sketch. And then at first you have adrenaline, and then when you go down like a couple of feet, that shit wears off, bro. I started shaking, and then I looked up. I was like, "Oh, I must be halfway down." I looked up. I was barely down. I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
You're-
That's one of the things for sure.
Your ass fucking didn't even use your legs to extend your body out. You were like grinding on that rock.
God.
That shit was
Dude,
hilarious.
I was so fucking scared, bro. So fucking scared.
That shit was hilarious. And then I'd say another brave thing that I did, which you also did too, was skydiving.
Yeah.
That shit is
When you
sketchy.
said brave, I for some reason like none of those things popped in my mind. It was more of like, when was the last time I saved a kitty from like a tree?
Oh, like a hero type brave.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't think of like something that I did selfishly.
Right. Now I'm trying to think in that perspective. I don't even remember either.
Like saving someone's life or doing something that you didn't want to do for someone else. That's what I had in mind.
Right. Look at you being selfless.
No, I'm just like, that's what popped in my head when you said brave.
Right.
Not like something that, oh, I went skydiving or I rappelled a 300-foot cliff,
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. But nah.
or like you let someone borrow money that like you barely had enough money, something like that.
That's not brave. That's stupid.
Not really. What if somebody really needs it, like your significant other, like they really need like they really need money to pay for something.
I mean-
and you have like that exact amount in your bank account, and you give it to them just because you don't want them to,
I don't
go
know.
through some shit.
I don't think I consider that brave per se.
No,
Nah.
to like save someone else,
Yeah.
someone else's ass,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
financial ruin.
yeah, that's the thing though. Like financial ruin isn't really like, it's just a risk that you're taking. I don't think it's necessarily about being brave. Especially if it's your
Like you're not
significant
risking
other.
your life.
Right, exactly.
That's what you're saying.
Exactly. Like a life risking scenario.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever risked my life for anybody else.
Yeah, no. Like I've risked like getting my ass beat, I remember. I recall like as a little kid, like they were like there was these kids that I didn't like already, and they were picking on this kid, like they were about to beat the shit out of him, and then like I stepped in, and then like we got in a fight. But it wasn't, I was a little kid, like it's not, nothing really would have happened to me. I might have had a black
So you
eye or
stood
something
out-
like that.
You stood up to a bully?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Brazil's a little bit different, like with bullies, or at least at that time. Like everybody, I would get into a lot of fights as a little kid, actually. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, and then I kind of like stopped doing that when I came to the United States. I don't know. what happened. I'm glad something did happen. But when I was little, I would get into a lot of fights in school. But it was different. Like, you didn't really get suspended like that in Brazil. Like, you just got in fights and then they just separated you, and then it was almost like a timeout type of vibe. Like, I was like 6 years old, so I guess it is considered timeout, but it was like first grade, you know, like first graders could get suspended out here. In Brazil, that doesn't really happen.
Plus, I mean, like, what's the worst that could happen? Like, you get punched in the face.
Right,
you know?
yeah.
'Cause, like, if you were to get into a fight nowadays, then it's more risky.
Exactly.
Like,
I could
somebody
get stabbed.
could pop out a knife or something,
100%. Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of something that involves me saving somebody's life or risking my own life to help somebody else. Honestly,
Right.
I could only think.
What about
what?
What about like leaving my 9 to 5 to pursue freelance?
I mean, I guess, but it's still
Is that being brave?
It
is risky.
It is like it.
I'm not risking my life, but I'm risking something.
I mean, I'm not
risking
saying
like the safety of my 9 to 5, a guaranteed paycheck.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not, just like the whole thing that you were saying financially, but I don't know. It's just a different level, I guess. What the question I was asking is more along the lines of what we were mentioning, like saving somebody's life or that.
Like risking your life.
Yeah, risking your life.
Literally.
Exactly.
Yeah, then I'll probably have to say the same as you. Like, rappelling a 300-foot cliff was one of the fucking most scariest thing I've ever done. Like, literally, my life was just there. It was like I put my life on a fucking rope.
Yeah. Bro,
and that, to me, was so risky.
I was so happy when I touched the ground. I was like, oh my God, it's over, bro.
Yeah, I don't know if I had that much fun, to be honest. It was mostly fear.
Yeah.
But I do feel like eventually, if you do it enough times, you actually start enjoying that shit.
For sure.
And you're not really thinking about, like, you know, being scared. You're just thinking about, like, damn, this looks cool as fuck. This view's amazing. I'm just hanging here by a fucking rope.
Yeah.
Like, who else can do this? You
Yeah.
know? Then it becomes, like, exciting. But I heard that fear and excitement is pretty, like, close to each other as far as emotions.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, I look at it as like a character building thing. It's like something that, did I honestly want to do it? Especially, like, I wanted to do it until we got there. When we got there, I was like, I don't want to do this shit.
Yeah,
like, I misjudged.
Second thoughts.
I misjudged what 300 feet was. I was like, okay, this is fucking steep as hell. 300 feet didn't seem that high when you say it. And then when you see it, you're like, oh, fuck. This is really, really, really steep. But I guess conquering that fear is what makes it worth it, you know?